Hi, David McConaughey here from DMC. Today we're going to look at a coaching model I use called the Power of Three. And I use it when clients come to me and they say to me that they're struggling in some way to achieve a specific outcome. Usually it's to find the motivation to get up and exercise at the beginning of the day. And we encourage exercise first thing, purely to set yourself up for the day, and also so that it's out the way, so that it's done, and so that you're focusing on your health first thing. And that's something that I'm good at. It's something I've trained myself to do consistently for well over the last decade. I train between the hours at 4:30 and 7 o'clock in the morning, every morning, and I don't have any issues or problems or challenges doing it. And I use this same system for myself along the way to be able to motivate myself on the days back then when I felt like I didn't want to do it. So, the Power of Three, what is this process? Well, everybody finds themselves with conflict in life. Everybody. It doesn't matter how wealthy you are, it doesn't matter how successful you are, it doesn't matter how much you've achieved, there will be in some form or some format conflict in your life. There will also be lots of success, lots of order, lots of routine. When we find ourselves in a conflict zone, there's usually an issue of not enough. Now, what I mean by that is not good looking enough, not rich enough, not producing enough, not healthy enough, not fit enough, not funny enough, not compassionate enough. Whatever fits in there in the conflict zone, there'll be a conflict of not enough. And that'll give the person an issue, challenge. There'll be some internal dialogue going on, as in the conversation with themselves in their head, and the chances are it's not going to be very positive. So how do we then get out of a conflict zone, and how can we use and implement the Power of Three? I used this the other day with one of Pablo's female clients, who is a runner, but had got into the mindset of believing that she didn't like running. And this was the process that I used, and I'm happy to say that within 2 weeks she'd ran the longest and best that she'd ran for years, and was really looking forward to doing more and more of her running as she moves on towards doing some triathlons. So, back to the Power of Three. When somebody has an issue or a challenge or something they're demotivated in, we'll use getting up in the morning to exercise as the example. They're not motivated enough. Not motivated enough. Yep. Chances are they're seeing the activity in some way as a chore, or they're pre-framing in their head the night before a sentence that's disempowering. So I'll review that with them, I'll ask them quality questions, I'll get the answers, I'll get the data, and then we'll go about reframing their statement and reframing their beliefs. Because the fact that they are believing this limiting belief is keeping them in a place of pain, or as I call it, internal conflict. They've got a limiting belief that they're not motivated enough to get up and exercise. It's causing them pain, and they're having internal conflict. Yep. Which is disempowering. They're not going to naturally move out of this space without a process. So, question number 1. I'll ask them to list 10 positive emotions that they feel after exercising. Now I've dotted here because the problem and challenge might not always be with exercise. It's whatever's specifically holding you back at the moment. So list 10 positive emotions that you feel when you've exercised. And through those 10, I'll ask them to pick their top 3. Pick your top 3. What's the highest ones? The ones that mean the most to you. And a lot of the time I'll hear things like, I feel proud, I feel successful, I feel buzzing, I feel energised, I feel high. Yep. Let's take buzzing, energised and strong as the ones that we are going to use. And what we do is we create a positive intention-based statement. It looks something like this. I can't wait to exercise in the morning because I feel energized, buzzing, and strong. So, when they're setting their alarm the night before, instead of framing a sentence in their head around the lines of, oh man, I need to get up at such and such, and, which is not very motivating, they say, I can't wait to, because I feel energised, buzzing and strong when I exercise first thing in the morning. And see what this does, it's cause and effect. Because they are framing the sentence in such a way that's so positive and motivated, it pulls them towards the pleasure of the feeling. Energised, buzzing, strong. They're positively emotive. It's emotions. It's feelings. It's positive, so it's pulling them towards the pleasure of achievement than trying to push them away from the pain of the conflict area of not being fit enough and not being healthy enough, whatever that challenge, specific challenge is for the individual. And what happens over time is, the more that they do this, the more they positively affirm a new belief. They create the new belief. And then over time, that becomes a new habit. And from the habit, it becomes a new routine. And then before you know it, it's just what you do. But it needs drilled and it needs you need to put the reps in. And it's about being able to review the language that you're using based around a situation that you want to improve. Because I'm sure, like me, there'll be an area in your life that you want to improve. We all have some sort of dysfunction going on in our lives, all of us. We all have some sort of chaos going on, or some challenge, or something that's not in order, or something that you want to improve. So actually being able to review how you think about it is the first step of being able to acknowledge that you're going to make that change. And acknowledgement and understanding of a challenge or an issue is the first step in any transformation. And it's about creating new beliefs around it, creating new internal representation, how you think and feel about a certain challenge or issue. Now, you may be nowhere near actually producing the outcome. You might be really far away from it. But if you start to create those positive beliefs, you start that I am affirmation, you start to create a new frame of language pattern and start to implement the actions and the activities, you'll move away from the conflict zone that you're in and the pain, and you'll pull towards pleasure. So, a quick review. The power of 3. You have an issue, a challenge, a conflict zone. It's based around a limiting belief that you have affirmed, either internally in your head when you've been speaking to yourself, it's called internal dialogue, or externally when you've been speaking to others. This is causing internal conflict and pain. It makes you demotivated. It's disempowering you in some way. So, to break that state, we ask ourselves the question, list 10 positive emotions you feel when you have achieved. Now, this might be that you imagine that you've achieved it as well, if it's something that you're trying to create in your future. But list 10 positive emotions that you feel or you are going to feel. Then pick the top 3. What 3 mean the most to you? And make them big, make them bold. Next step, you want to create your positive intention-based statement. A positive intention-based statement. I can't wait to achieve list the outcome you want, because I feel, and implement your top 3. In the case of exercising in the morning, an example used, I can't wait to exercise in the morning because I feel energised, buzzing and strong when I exercise first thing. The positive affirmation takes you towards a new belief statement, and as long as you execute on the activity and build up that focus and energy and momentum, you will move away from the pain of being in conflict and move towards creating the new habit, creating a new routine, and driving towards personal success and personal achievement. So I'm David McConaughey from DMC, and today I've been coaching on the power of 3.